Alright, hey, this is Hans, and it's time for another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. This is the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles, and today I've got a special one, for an anniversary of a large and well-known noodle company. Happy anniversary to Maruchan on their 45th anniversary of making noodles in the U.S. Yay. This post is probably coming out way after their anniversary, but this review and video will come out with the Ramen Raiders definitive guide to Maruchan ramen noodle soup, which when did this come out? It's November 2022, so yeah, lots of information and thises and thatses and trivias and stuff you might not know about one of the most ubiquitous instant noodle varieties that can be found in the United States. So have a look, enjoy, and do what you do. Here is the sachet. I mean, you know what this is. And does it taste different? No, it's just a different packaging. So if you've never had this before, and there are people out there who have no idea what this is or have never had it, but yeah, interesting. They make a lot of these. They sent me a few too. Pork, soy sauce, the flavor formerly known as Oriental, picante chicken. This one is a favorite of mine. This is a good one. Shrimp, probably lower on my list of favorites, or not really on a list of my favorites. But the one that I like the most, if I feel crummy, and I've been sick, I've had a cold, the kids go to school, you know, they bring back all their kid diseases and whatnot. That one is where it's at for if you're sick. I swear to God, this is wonderful. Drop an egg in it. Yeah. Don't stir it though, just drop the egg in like when there's maybe 30 seconds left, and then as it sits and cools down, because if you try to eat it right away, you're gonna burn your face off. But yeah, if you let it cool slightly, you'll be greeted with a nice runny yolk egg, and it works out really well. So, but yeah, it's been a long time coming. I want to thank the folks at Maruchan Marketing for getting back to me. I sent them a questionnaire a while back, and it took them a while, but they got to it and answered some questions. Did you know there was a variety called tomato? Yeah, there's a lot of people who do, and that really, really, really wish that would come back, but it sounds like they don't have plans on bringing it back. Sorry to tell you that if you were really hoping for it, but yeah, no, you will not have your tomato flavor anytime soon. So, but it sounds like they're going to come up with some neat new stuff in 2023, which is where you're at right now, so you might see that. They really didn't drop anything. I was kind of hoping they would drop a couple little things, because I mean, I've been doing this for a while. They're the last company. The definitive guide should be out, and pretty soon, I'm thinking probably April, the Ramen Raiders, or no, it's just the, it's called Meet the Manufacturer. It's a series I do. Oh, wow. There's somebody's doing laundry, but it's cold outside. The weather got cold. Anyway, so there's steam, rising steam. It's amazing. Oh, look at that. And stop. So now here's some. But yeah, Meet the Manufacturer will be coming soon. That'll be 15 different Maruchan varieties. Right now, the definitive guide is literally only Maruchan ramen noodle soup varieties. That's what's discussed in that. Primarily the chicken is looked at because that's the most ubiquitous and well known. But here's something you might not know. So you do it for 3 minutes, right? You drop in the sachet. Yeah, we got to bring that clock back because it says in the instructions, stir it for 1 minute. And I'm going to do that because I follow instructions. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be like dissolved by now. But it says maybe that's going to loosen up some of the wheat gluten in the noodle and cause that to kind of get more with the broth. I'm not sure. That would have been a good question to ask them. I still have time. It hasn't posted yet. And if it takes them 3 months or 4 months to get back to me, I can just add it later to the definitive guide. But that's an interesting thing to see. I've never seen anything say stir for 1 minute, except for this Maruchan stuff. And you know what people are doing. They're probably just taking some water, putting it in a Tupperware, putting the noodles in it and the seasoning, and just microwaving it, probably with a lid on, and every once in a while it explodes. That kind of thing. I don't know. Read the instructions. I can't stress that more. There's so many different ways to prepare ramen. I mean, like this versus, say, Indomie. If you made Indomie in the same way this is made, Indomie mee goreng soup, doesn't that sound gross? I've actually had a debate with somebody who said, I like it that way. That's the way I've always made it. That's how you're supposed... No, you're not supposed to make it that way. But they liked it that way. But it's important to read instructions, I think. Can you imagine? If you've never had Indomie, you should try it. But if you have, you know that it wouldn't make a very lovely soup. I've heard a lot of opinions about this variety. Mostly people say, that's not even ramen. It's like, well, yeah, it is. It's not like miso, shoyu, tonkatsu, or shio. It's a chicken ramen noodle soup. The noodle has an interesting tooth to it. An inkling of a crumble. Very elasticy, very bouncy. I do like that. I've liked these noodles for quite a while. And the broth, it does contain a little bit of chicken. I think it's chicken fat. Yeah, I mean it. If you ask somebody what flavor is that, they're probably just going to say chicken. Or, you know, chicken-like. I think it's good. I like this one. It's very much like an American comfort food. I think if there was, I don't think they make ramen noodle soup like this in Japan, but if they did, you might see the inclusion of a sesame oil sachet. Things like that. I'm going to try to gussy this up. I actually did just do a review of this or I did it like 4 months ago, but it just posted, but it wasn't this new 45th anniversary packaging, so I have a feeling this is, I mean, I can't tell the difference between this and the other version, so don't think that they've changed the recipe. They did change, that's something I need to add to that definitive guide too. They did change the recipe across the board and lowered sodium in all their products. When was that? Like 4 years ago? Probably like 6 years ago by now. Time flies, but... So there's some chicken. That's chicken sauteed with a little paprika, cumin, and McCormick, what's it called? Peruvian seasoning. That stuff is the bomb. I love that stuff. It's a wonderful. And we'll add an egg. melted egg. Right. Come on, you. Being well behaved. Thank you, egg. I like it when they behave nicely for a special occasion. You got your suit and tie on. Very nice. Sometimes they just explode and get mad at me. And then I get mad at them and wish they, Yelling at eggs really doesn't accomplish much of anything. Maybe a little something, but... then we have some... I have a device that I call the Holy Slicer, and it slices green onions like nobody's business. This is almost relish-like at this point. I wanted to get them extra thin, and that's what they are. I could use some seeds. I should have put some narutamaki in there, but I could, but it'd be frozen. That's no fun. I think that's about that. I think that's a nice bowl of Maruchan chicken ramen noodle soup. You could, of course, which is very popular, add Flamin' Hot Cheetos. A lot of people like to do that. I did kind of a deep dive into that whole concept, and when you think about it, it's like tempura. So that's kind of like Americans doing something Japanese that they probably didn't realize they were doing, but yeah, enjoy the rotation. So yeah, a simple one today. Again, thanks to Maruchan, thanks to their PR team and everybody over there for sending me product and working with me on this. This has been a long time coming, so pretty cool. They're pretty much the last company that I've wanted to work with, or that I've been able to. I've worked with pretty much every company doing Meet the Manufacturer series, which are deep dives into product lines. Finally, after years, it's going to happen, so that's pretty neat. Anyways, like, subscribe, all that, what have you, and yeah, this is Oz the Ramen Raider wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one, and goodbye.